the way it is sometimes, guys. We're heading down to the lake and looks like we picked some up in the tire. Moral of the story here is every time you guys stop, go to the bathroom, get a drink or whatever, always check your stuff, make sure it's good, feel your bearings, check your tires, check your straps, all that, make sure nothing's come apart. Had we kept going, we probably would have lost a tire and been even worse. So that's where we're at. So we dodged a bullet this time. Turns out it was just a bad valve stem. They got us replaced and we're back on the road within about 10 minutes. Yay, yay. All right, welcome back everybody. Bass and Southwest, I'm Daniel Peacock. We're doing our next tutorial Tuesday here. And this time we're gonna be doing boat stuff. You figure out how to adjust your jack plate properly to get the most out of your boat on any given day. So hang out with us, we'll show you guys all the ins and outs of doing that. All right guys, so what we're doing here is we're gonna level out the boat and level out the prop shaft on the motor so that we can get what's called a prop to pad measurement. Basically the distance that your prop shaft sits below the very bottom of your boat hole. So we've leveled up under the boat already. I'm measuring the prop shaft now, and we're getting a measurement from the floor to the center of the prop shaft.
9 1/4.
And we're at 9 1/4 right now on that. Next he's going to take a measurement from the bottom of the boat to the floor. Make sure you're on a relatively level surface for this or you'll get weird readings. And what we're shooting for is 3.5 to 4 inches to start before we go start playing on the water.
13 1/4.
13 1/4. So we're at 13 1/4 and 9 1/4. That is 4 inches.
4 inches down.
4 inches below pad. What he said he's been seeing. It's my dad's new boat here, by the way. He traded off his bigger one, downsized. I'll fall over in Vic's garage. Downsized to an 18-foot Skeeter of about the same year. He's saying there's no rooster tail, kind of slow out of the hole. So we're gonna tune it up just right, get it performing as optimum as we can. And it looks like our starting measurement is we're 4 inches below pad. Okay guys, to adjust a jack plate like this is a real odd one, a little bit older, but the principles remain the same. You mount it up to the boat here, mount it up to the motor here, and you've got 4 bolts, 2 on each side, that'll be tightened down to hold your motor at height. And what we've done is we've loosened all 4, and he's down here, and what we got is his nut to adjust it is on the bottom, but some of them will be up in here on the top, and all you do is turn it in whichever direction you need it, lift the motor up or down. When you're finished, tighten all them bolts back up good and snug so the motor don't move on you. So, all right folks, oh sorry, so this is my dad, the guy who got me into bass fishing the way that he is. Name's Doug Copeland. He taught me basically everything I know about it, and he's going to explain to you a little bit what he's trying to get out of his boat today. So
as Daniel said a while ago, I had a big Skeeter, a 21 footer. I traded for this one. It's a bit smaller. I needed to downsize. The kid that had it put this motor on here. It's brand new power head. Set it up. It's really slow out of the hole. There is virtually no hole shot. Once you get up and get going, it goes pretty good, but there's no no rooster tail. So those 2 things there are telling me this jack plate needs to come up a little bit. There's folks I read online, there's folks that say with these same boat, a 175 motor, that they're running at 1.5 inches prop to pad. Other people say 2.5, other people say 3.5. So we're going to, we're just going to start measuring it. We're going to move it up to 3. Right now it's at 4. We're going to move it up to 3 inches, take it out here on the water, and start checking some numbers and going through the process. We might get lucky and it might really like it. I have 4 Route 29 batteries in the back of this boat, plus a 4-bank onboard charger, and I think that's like a 28-gallon fuel cell. 2 live wells. I'm going to tune it to tournament load. 2 guys, probably half a tank of fuel, full live wells, 4 batteries, and just see, because every boat's different, every setup is different. How much weight you have in the back, how much weight you have in the front, how much stuff you got in the front. It's all going to make a difference.
Correct.
On the setup. And we're just looking for a good happy medium where the boat will handle good, it'll run good, because a better running boat is a more efficient boat, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. So along with that too, whole shot Mercury props have a vent system. As you can see, they got PVS plugs, and it looks like on this prop all of the plugs are in. I haven't seen very many boats run with all the plugs in like that, so that's probably going to be one thing we adjust as well. And again, like you said, load is super important. If you adjust all this stuff and you're still having an issue with whole shot, throw a little weight in the front of your boat. It helps bring that bow down. It's no different than putting your buddy up there when your whole shot's sluggish. So adjust your weight that way as well. We're going to adjust this jack plate, and next time we see it, we'll be on the water running it. So here we are. We finally got to the lake. We've got one exhaust plug out, so we still have a large and a medium in, and one that's wide open. And we're actually 2.5 inches below pad. We overshot a little bit, but we're going to run it. We're filling the live wells now and letting the motor warm up a hair, and we're gonna get hauling. Stay tuned. All right, so we just made our first couple of passes at 2.5 below pad with an exhaust plug out, and Pop's going to tell you what he feels is different in the boat today. So go ahead.
So first off, the whole shot is way better. It's tacking out at 5,800. Actually, I think it'll go a little more than 5,800. This is a 5,600 RPM motor. So I trimmed it back down to 5,600, and we're getting right at like 57.7 miles an hour. So we're gonna go, I think we're gonna pop another plug, and we're gonna put that motor back down. Maybe we'll go a half inch at a time. I think we're probably gonna end up going a whole inch back down, so which will put us at 3.5.
About 3.5, yeah.
And go from there.
Yep.
Oh,
sorry.
Sorry. The 5,800 RPMs didn't make a difference in our speed, so I think all we're doing, we're just blowing out. Pretty tall rooster tail, definitely above the cowling. If I bring it back down to 5,600, the rooster tail is about cow height, just like you want it to be. So now we'll pop another plug, see if that'll help the whole shot a little more. Because I would think this little boat should just jump right out of the hole, especially with a 175 on it. And we'll go from there.
Yeah. So when he says it's a 5,600 motor, when you guys are doing this, you have to know the max wide open throttle of your motor. You don't want to exceed that and blow up your motor. So we should only be running at a very most 5,600 RPMs to do this. So we got to get that prop back down the water and get a little more bite is what we're thinking. And we're expecting to see speeds around 60, maybe a little bit more. So hang tight. We're going to go make an adjustment, and we're going to do it again. Okay guys, a couple of test runs there. We didn't really gain any top speed. Our RPMs went down to about 56 or 5,700 RPMs, right where they should be. But when we took that second exhaust plug out, we would blow out on our prop just as we broke over onto plane. So we're gonna go lower the motor just a hair more, the motor just a hair more, and see if that doesn't take care of the blowout problem and maybe get us a little more speed, because we were still gaining some speed as we trimmed down. And if you put the motor a little lower in the water, it should create a little more lift. And so we're gonna make one more adjustment and see what she does. All right, adjustment number 3. The only thing we did this time was drop the jack plate between the middle mark we made and the initial starting mark. So we'd be at about 3.5 inches below pad. We left the plugs the way they were in the prop to see if that jack plate drop would stop us from blowing out. If it doesn't, we're going to add the medium-sized hole plug that we have and replace the large hole plug to keep it from blowing out when we top over, and we should be done. I think we got it pretty well dialed in this time, so here we go. Okay guys, test run number 3 was the best so far. We actually saw 57.9. We couldn't get right on 58, but we were trimmed up all the way. The prop barely tried to blow out at the second time that we took off, but we're pretty good. We're gonna, one more thing, we're just gonna put that medium size exhaust port and remove the large hole exhaust port. And that should keep it where he's by himself, he doesn't blow out either. Because you got to remember, this is 260 pounds of sexy right here.
Oh my God.
And 30 pounds of 30 pounds of tackle. So.
And I just puked up in my mouth a little bit. Yeah.
So one last thing, then we're gonna junk him again. He's gonna go run by himself, so we can show you guys the difference it makes to have 300 pounds out of the boat. Because I think you'll be shocked. I bet he hits over 60 miles an hour or really close to. So hang tight, we'll be right back. Okay, we did all the final tuning on the boat. We got it set, I think as good as it's gonna get. 2 people, tournament day load, 58 miles an hour. We'll just call it 58, because that's about what it is. Hole shot's infinitely better. We got that prop tuned to where it just is on the brink of blowing out. So hole shot is great.
Way better this time.
Way better this time. But now he just took off by himself while I was parking the truck, and this boat is actually going 62 miles an hour. 62 what?
62.1.
62.1 with lots of chine walk. So
yeah.
He trimmed back down low, but by himself, this is a 60 mile an hour boat, honestly. But you don't run tournaments that way. So one of the big takeaways we wanted to get with this video was for people to quit fudging numbers, I guess is the best way to put it. Quit telling people your 18-footer with a 175 is going 68 miles an hour, because it's a lie. And we all know it, and hopefully we can get this information out to people before they go buy a boat and expect a 68 mile an hour boat and get a 58 mile an hour boat and think there's something wrong with it. This boat's plenty fast enough. It's doing just what it's supposed to. I'm sure if we put in numbers into like a prop slip calculator, we're 8-10%, just like what you should be. And that's it. So anything else you want to tell them?
You got to remember too, in the back of this boat there's 4 Group 29 batteries, and in this boat they're in the very back. The fuel cell is in the very back. The newer boats have the fuel cells under the seat midship. Helps a lot. That's a lot to lift out of the water in the very back of the boat. If I were to go down to 2 batteries, even 1 battery I bet would make a difference in maybe a half a mile or a mile an hour. Just with 1 battery, much less 2, and no fuel would make a huge difference. Got rid of Daniel,
260 pounds,
whatever pounds he is.
Yep.
So, and we gained
4 miles an hour.
4 miles an hour just by getting rid of him. So overall, and the boat handles good. By myself, 62 miles an hour is a little chine walky. I bumped it back down 2 times on the trim button, and it settled right back down, went down to like 60 and a half, and ran great. I'm happy with it.
So, moral of that story, get yourself a skinny tournament partner if you want to be to your spot first. So that's it. That's how you adjust your jack plate. That's how you play with it. Questions, comments, again, leave them below. We'll try to answer them as soon as we can. Hope you guys liked it.
If they got any tips, if we did anything wrong or something we missed, just let us know.
Yeah, let us know. If you're a guy that really thinks your boat's doing 68, prove it, you know, and I'll be the first one to eat all that crow, and be happy to share with everybody how you get 68 miles an hour out of an 18.5-foot boat with a 175. Do it in a heartbeat. So that's it. Hope you guys liked it. Hopefully this one was a little more fun than the last Tutorial Tuesdays. We're actually out on the water, and we'll see you guys soon.
Next video.
What's that?
Next video.
Oh, next video will be
hydraulic steering installation.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're gonna put some hydraulic steering on this pig. Right now we were doing all that on one steering cable. So maybe not the smartest idea, but it seemed to do just fine. We made it. We're still here. So stay tuned for that one, hydraulic steering video. And we're also going to head out today and do some fishing. So stay tuned for that one too. And we'll talk to you guys later.